But going to one of the greatest cities on earth, Houston, via ABC 13. Harris County, the infamous Harris County family says they asked off-duty deputy to call 911 for 5-year-old girl having a seizure in Walmart. And get this, he said no. They called an off-duty cop to come help at a Walmart while this girl was having a seizure, and he told them, nah, I'm good. Shit, girl, I can't work both. See how I can't moonlight. I'm currently on the clock here, and I can't actually help you because, that's working. It's
the type of headline where you read it and you're like, all right, that can't actually be the story. They're clearly making a clickbait headline. Let me be a good consumer of media literate citizen in America, and read the details of this article. Oh shit, that is just what happened.
That is a little girl having a seizure. That is him screaming and being like, I'll work for you. I work for Walmart. And it's just like, oof, this is not good.
Well, yeah, let's read it. Let's go through the article.
East Harris County family says a uniformed deputy refused to help and mocked them as their 5-year-old had a seizure. He took an oath to protect and serve, and this Sunday he did not do his job. Evelyn Argueta said her 5-year-old granddaughter Marissa had a seizure as the family shopped at the Walmart off an I-10 Freeport Street Sunday afternoon. Her head kind of just flipped back in the basket and her eyes rolled back, she explained. Argueta said her granddaughter had never previously experienced a seizure. That's why we're so scared, she explained. She said the family held the urine-soaked little girl's head to prevent injury and turn her on her side so she would not choke on her vomit. Argueta said her daughter, Marissa's mother, called 911 but struggled to guide dispatchers to the store. She said dispatchers requested an exact address for her daughter, who was flustered and crying while attempting to tend to Marissa. Argueta said the family sought out a man in a Harris County Sheriff's Office deputy uniform working an off-duty security job at the store. She said they asked him for help after explaining the situation and requested that he call 911. The officer then told my son, no, that's what you have your own phone for. Use your phone. What do you think? I can just pick up this walkie-talkie and get some help for you here?
Crazy.
What the fuck is the walkie-talkie? This goes directly to a McDonald's. What the fuck is this walkie-talkie for? I'm like, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Walmart walkie-talkie, but it's like, talk about just being like obtuse. Like, yeah, you're a fucking cop, dude. Like, you can get a cop here.
That's how
you can get a cop here,
it exposes,
bro.
that's what I was saying, like, fucking earlier. It's just like these cops aren't here for no noble cause. We live in like Mad Max capitalism world. The people who go and be cops and security officers they're not doing it for like nobility. They're doing it because they're paid armed.
They always talk about, when I put on this badge, when I put on this uniform and this badge, I take on a certain responsibility and I put myself in a certain danger. But then like some shit happens and people are like, oh look, a man in a badge and a uniform, and he's like, no,
I need money. I need money.
No.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm too busy investigating whether this lady is stuffing ground beef in her pants or if that's just her natural fupa.
Exactly.
I gotta check this out.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
I mean, literally, that was probably his mentality. Like, I'm not here to save a girl's life.
Yeah,
I'm here to stalk black mothers while they shop. Yeah. That's why I'm here.
Capitalist. I mean, we live in you privatize like everything in the fabric of our like reality is like capitalism, so everything is like benefits from being privatized, including public safety. So why the fuck he's like, dude, I'm doing security for Walmart. This is not secure. My incentive is Walmart. I'm not actually. That's what I mean. You don't, because money is the incentive. You're not getting noble people. You're getting people who are fucking mad, who hired mercs, like legit.
Yeah. I mean, what's happened to this cop's brain to where, like, he was the only person in that store that they could have approached and would have said no. You know what I mean? And literally every single other person would have done something to whatever they were asked to do to help a 5-year-old girl with her eyes rolled back in her head.
Cannot imagine. Like, it's like seeing a house on fire and it'd be like, well, not my problem. Like, or not calling to help or just like any type of. I guess we're always blown away by like what we expect.
It is mind blowing. Yeah,
natural human reaction to just because it's just like it's not even about like the ethics and the morals. It's just like just a natural. Oh, that's weird. A natural person would have done this because that's what the patterns a good human displays, but they don't show none of those patterns, and so we're always like, what?
Yeah,
I don't understand. Well, you will when you just accept the fact that we're evil, and once that suit,
the weekly,
you,
doing this podcast every week. It has been changed as formative for us. Like we were already, it's not like we have a new perspective on cops now. Like me and Ashton did this podcast because we feel very confident in our views about the police. They align together. We could but it's like just reading these stories every week. It's done something to my brain of just like good God.
Cops and seizures just do not go hand. There's never a good seizure and cop story. You never cop saves man having seizure. No, it's always like. Cop sets man on fire while he was having seizure. Cop fucking accidentally drives man on seizure off bridge. You're like, what was a cop? He got scared, so he didn't know what to do, so he stuffed him in the trunk. Yeah, drove him off the bridge.
There was a story last week that it only made the headline roundup. We didn't talk about it in more depth, but it was like, and I didn't look too into it either, so I'm gonna try to not get any detail wrong. But it was like a black man had just like gotten brain surgery, and whatever had happened with him and the cops, he started having a seizure. And in the middle of the seizure, while he's lying on the ground, one of the cops grabbed his crotch and made like a joke, like this one's for free. Like
what?
Yes. While he was having a seizure, he essentially sexually assaulted a man while he was having a seizure, and then the other cops just laughed. And, that there's a big lawsuit there for obvious reasons. But you're right. It is a truly insane pattern with people having seizures. It's so specific and so backwards and so, like, it's like puzzling almost. It's like what?
It distorts their
Is there some sort of inside joke going on? Like,
how do they just, like, I don't know. I do not. I have no answers for it.
Cops are trained. I mean, cops are trained to blast. Cops are trained that the people are your enemy. They are all dangers. They're threats to you specifically. And we're going to spend all your training on this. If you want to be a mental health officer, you'll have an additional module. That's it. But otherwise, you're trained to be afraid and to blast. So when they see someone going through a medical emergency, like their Rolodex of their training just flips all the way through and then just flips back to the front with nothing to look at except, all right, I'm just put my hand on my gun and hope for the best.
Looks like his body's shooting him for me, I guess. I don't know. Like, what is going on with this seizure? Like, I have no idea what their logic is, but I do think that if you're wearing your uniform, this just goes across all just spectrums of work. If you have your uniform on, even if you're off duty, this is what they tell you at work. You still represent. You still are a symbol for that company. When I worked at Raising Cane's and I had my Raising Cane's outfit on outside of Raising Cane's, guess what? I'm still a Raising Cane's employee. I couldn't get nobody chicken. But
yeah, dude, this is such a great point. Like, it's true. I remember I worked at HEB, but back down to Houston, Texas, grocery store in Texas. I have this distinct memory where I was having this like terrible day and I was off the clock, and this old lady came up to me and she's like, "Son, where is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's right over here, ma'am. You know what, ma'am? I'll walk you to it."
Chick-fil-A employees, they off the clock, and they look at you and they still hit you with the "my pleasure." You're like, damn, you ain't have to do that. You off the clock, but they know they still represent that chicken.
I'm always like, the pleasure's all mine.
Right. I'm like,
I say that every time.
I'm like, please stop doing that.
Can we stop talking about pleasure?
Why is it so?
Why are we talking about pleasure so much?
I feel
this is supposed to be a Christian restaurant.
It's just so sexually charged with a little bit of slavery still. Why are you forcing?
Yeah, well, I think you're bringing KFC in there as well. KFC has the slavery thing going, and then Chick-fil-A has the Christo National thing, and I think Raising Cane's is the best. Just like a nice, cute dog.
Yeah. I mean, I got
Shout out Cane's.
I got nothing but scars on my body from Raising Cane's, but sure, shout out them.
Shout out Cane's.
Permanent grease scars have wrecked my body.
Yeah.
Just from, but yeah, shout out.
But last thing I'll say, because I mean, I think you are touching on it. It's just like, what is that mentality? It has to be such a rotten mentality to be like, to take that little nugget of a feeling, that sort of like, it's like when you're someone finds out you're a comedian, and they're like, oh, tell me a joke, and you kind of roll your eyes at that.
Yeah.
But that's the feeling he has, but he has applied it to a girl is having a seizure in front of him, and people are rushing in to help, and they're saying, oh, it's a guy with a cop. Cut here. He's like, hey, I don't go when you're off the clock and da-da-da-da-da.
Extrapolate that to any other just profession for real. Just be like, is there a doctor in the house? Bitch, I work for Mount Sinai. I don't work for you. And the person just dies. Literally, actually same scenario, kind of in a sense.
It is.
Like,
it is.
Literally insane. That's
it
what. And then like we're talking about this, just like regular human stuff, right? This is for any human. Like you would react like you should help them. This is a 5-year-old little girl. This is a 5-year-old little girl. Seizure. Like again,
full on
5-year-old.
Where is your human brain to where you don't see that? And you see that and you just like roll your eyes like, oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to stay late today again.
Someone's stealing Blu-rays of King of Queens. I got other shit on my mind right now. It's like, it's well.
The girl's okay.
She's okay.
Yeah.
She survived. She's good.
She's
Just this guy.
Despite this cop's best efforts to kill her. Good God.
We'll meet again, little girl.
Yeah. That was strike one.